Hello, today I'm reviewing the latest case from SSUPD. This is the Xhuttle, and if you have your PC sitting on the left hand side of the desk, this could be the perfect case for you, but there is also the option to rotate the case around and have it on the right side of the desk if you prefer. In terms of price, the MSRP for the black version that I've got here is $129.99 US, and the white version will cost you an extra $10. But is this worth your hard-earned money? Let's dive in and take a closer look. So the reason I've said this is the perfect case for you if you have your PC sitting on the left-hand side of your desk is if you look in through the tempered glass front and side panel, you're going to be able to see your build in all its glory. If you would rather have your PC sitting on the right-hand side of the desk, you still are going to be able to use this case. You're simply going to have to move the feet at the bottom, move your I/O module, and add a power supply cable extension in, and then with the PC sitting on the right hand side of the desk, you're going to be able to look in and see your build. The tempered glass panels simply pull out from the top and then they can be lifted up and away. You'll notice our other side panel has two large perforated areas in them. The top one is for airflow for a fan mounted behind your motherboard, and the bottom one is for your power supply's intake fan. Good to see we've got a dust filter on the back of this panel. And you can see we've got this nice ARGB lighting bar on the front of the case. Take a look at our I/O. On the top of the case we've got a power button and 4 buttons to control the case's built-in ARGB controller. While at the bottom of the case we've got a single USB Type-C port, 2 USB Type-A ports and a combined headphone and microphone jack. So orientating you in the case, your motherboard is going to be installed on its side with the I/O facing towards the top of the case. And the case is compatible with motherboards up to ATX, and you'll notice we've got additional cutouts for back connector motherboards. If you're wanting to go with a CPU cooler, the maximum height supported is going to be 170mm. And to help hide the cables plugging into the right hand side of your motherboard, we've got a removable cable cover bracket. So your graphics card is going to plug directly into the motherboard without the need for a riser cable. You can see we've got 7 expansion slot brackets at the top of the case, and then your graphics card is going to be hanging down vertically in the case. In terms of graphics card support, the case supports graphics cards up to a maximum length of 370mm, and we've got a support bracket at the bottom. It's good to see that SSUPD have installed 3 120mm reverse blade PWM ARGB fans at the bottom of the case. They are installed on a removable bracket, and if you prefer you can mount up to a 360mm radiator at the bottom. The fan support at the rear of the case is exactly the same. Up to 3 120mm fans are up to a 360mm radiator. Again, we've got a removable bracket here which can be installed in 2 different height positions. At the top of the case, you're able to mount up to 3 120mm fans. You're just going to have to be careful with your graphics card I/O, making sure it doesn't interfere with the fans. And our final fan mounting location is behind our motherboard, where you're able to mount a single 120mm fan. We've got a tray-style dust filter at the bottom of the case and a magnetically attached dust filter at the rear. So because our motherboard and graphics card I/O is going to be hidden behind our case's top panel, we are going to need a cutout to route our cables through. We do have this magnetically attached panel in the rear of the case, with space at the top and at the bottom to bring your cables through. Another problem with this type of orientation is accessing the ports on your motherboard, and SSUPD have thought about this, and we've got a magnetically attached access panel at the top of the case to allow you quick access to the I/O in your motherboard. In terms of drive mounting options, if you don't go with the fan behind the motherboard, you're going to be able to mount either 2 3.5-inch or 2 2.5-inch drives. While down at the bottom we've got another drive bracket, and on this you are going to be able to mount either 2 2.5-inch drives or a single 3.5-inch drive. Your power supply is going to go down at the bottom, and the case is compatible with full-sized ATX power supplies up to a maximum length of 190mm. Cable management looks to be excellent at the back of the case with plenty of Velcro cable straps. So what I want to do now is give you a closer look at the build I put together in the case. Take a look at the temperatures. Our Ryzen 7 9700X being cooled by a 360mm I/O at the rear set to exhaust, idled at 49 degrees and reached a maximum of 77 degrees during a 10-minute idle 64 stability test. The STRIX RTX 4080 idled at 32 degrees and reached a maximum of 71 degrees during the stability test. In terms of noise, we had average noise levels of 33 decibels at idle and 45 decibels under load. So in terms of the temperatures, both the CPU and GPU were higher than what I've got in previous builds. In terms of the CPU temperatures, this AIO is installed in exhaust, and hot air from the graphics card may well be working its way through the radiator, and that may be responsible for it. Ideally, this would be set to intake, but the problem with this would have meant I would have had to reverse the fans on the radiator and they wouldn't have looked great. In terms of our graphics card temperature under load, it probably is about 8 degrees hotter than what I've got it in other builds. Not surprised by this, it is simply due to the orientation that the graphics card is installed in the upright position. There is certain graphics cards that don't like being installed in the upright position, particularly with the I/O at the top, and this card is one of them. If we were to reverse the card round and have the I/O at the bottom, the temperatures would be absolutely fine. So it's nothing to do with case airflow. The fans under the bottom of it are probably doing a great job of providing plenty of airflow to the graphics card, but you just have to be careful. There is certain types of graphics cards that just don't like being installed in the upright position. So moving on to my experience of building in the case, and actually this was a pretty easy case to build in. Taking the front and side tempered glass panels, you had great access to the case during the build. And really the only slight issue I had was actually plugging the cables into the right hand side of the motherboard. This was a little bit tight, and then getting that cable cover bracket on at the end was a little bit difficult. So you just have to take your time plugging the cables in, bend them back carefully, making sure you're not damaging anything on the motherboard. So moving on to the things I liked about the case, and I think the first thing I like about this case is the aesthetics. It is absolutely stunning with a tempered glass on the front and on the side. And if you are looking for a case to sit on the left hand side of your desk, you don't have an awful lot of choice. Most cases are designed for the right hand side and you can invert them. This is the opposite. This is a case designed for the left hand side of your desk, and it is possible to rotate it round to get it to go on the right hand side where there is significant limitations. But on the left hand side of the desk, this is an absolutely stunning case. I also think SSUPD have done an excellent job with the two removable panels on the top and rear of the case, allowing you to route cables easily and access the I/O on your motherboard without taking the panels off fully. Another thing I really liked about the case was the ARGB lighting bar on the front. I thought it looked really good. And I thought the abundance of Velcro cable straps at the back made cable management really straightforward. So moving on to the things I didn't like about the case, and as I've mentioned, if you're looking for a case to sit on the left hand side of your desk, there's few cases that are going to look better than this. If you are looking for a case that goes on the right hand side of the desk, well, it is possible to convert the case to go on the right hand side. The front panel then, in my opinion, actually looks quite ugly. So in this orientation, your motherboard and your graphics card are going to be completely upside down. And while this does look good looking in, I would have some worries about sag on your graphics card, particularly if you're using a large graphics card like mine. So I really like the RGB lighting bar on the front of the case, and it was great to be able to control it and the fans at the bottom using the buttons on the top of the case. It was a little bit disappointing that there was no additional ports on the ARGB controller to plug other devices into. The final thing I don't like about this case, and in fact it's not specifically this case, it's all cases that have this type of motherboard orientation where your I/O is hidden in the top compartment. It means that you're actually not going to have direct access to the ports in the back of your motherboard and your graphics card. And I think SSUPD have done a brilliant job here with the removable panels, but it doesn't completely solve the issue. You're still going to have to use longer cables to route the cables from the top down to the back. So if you pre-routed all your cables in your desk, they're not necessarily going to fit, and you might actually have to use some extensions, particularly to reach that graphics card port. There's an awful lot more cable to go all the way up to here compared to here. So we've now reached the stage in the review where I need to tell you, should you go out and pick up this case? Now, in short, I think if you want to have the case on the right-hand side of your desk, while it is possible to do with this case, I think in that orientation, this case is nothing special. And for the money you're paying, there definitely is better options out there. If you are somebody who wants to have it on the left-hand side of your desk, there is definitely fewer options on the market, and this is definitely one of the more attractive cases for that position. Just be aware that it is going to come at some limitations. In particular, make sure your graphics card is going to be okay in that upright position with the I/O at the top and it's not going to overheat. And the other thing you need to be aware of is the fact that you're going to need slightly longer cables, and you're going to have to put up with it. You want to reroute cables, removing panels and routing them in to the case. But if you're aware of those limitations and you're happy with your PC on the left hand side of your desk, there's few other options out here which are going to look that good. And in that situation, I can definitely recommend this case. If you have enjoyed this review, please remember to give it a thumbs up. And if you're not currently subscribed to the channel, please hit the subscribe button as well. And if you do want to do a build in this case, I have done a full step-by-step PC build guide in it, and I'll put a link to that video in the description. Thanks for watching.